Um, First of all, just to be very clear, the last thing in the world that I ever thought I'd be doing is to be a pastor. The goal is to be a rapper.
It's such a true reality that a man plans his ways, but the Lord's the one that orders their steps, because my plans was to be a rapper. I mean, that's what my vision was for life before I was a Christian and even after. Even when I was feeling the pull to step into pastoral ministry, there was some trepidation there. There was some fear. And there's a sense of, me, right? But when you talk about stepping into church planting or pastoral ministry, that's where feeling of my the competency felt like it was so vast. And so I end up finding myself being more like Moses. Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh? But the beautiful thing about God is that he does not call the equipped, he equips the ones that he calls. Every church plant has a different origin story. We, like some church plants, started in our living room. It was about 12 of us in the beginning, and we were just encouraged to be able to share a space and to have fellowship with one another and break bread with one another. But healthy things grow and growing things change. And as I was thinking about and praying through, man, what city could I see a church planted in? I wanted it to be a place that was diverse. We were just one day looking around and we thought, man, I see this church in downtown Apopka. I wonder if there's any opportunity to rent from this church. It's a First Presbyterian church. And Apopka, within the greater Orlando community, is actually one of the most diverse communities in the Orlando area. But probably about a month later, they unanimously agreed to letting us rent from them, and we were meeting at 1 p.m.
Welcome to One Family.
We love to say at One Family Church that we want the front door of our church to be the front door of our homes, which means that we want to engage the people in our communities even beyond the four walls of the church. What we say is we want to meet people so that we can meet needs with the hopes that they would meet Jesus. So on the first and second Friday of every month, we come alongside the First Presbyterian Church of Apopka, and we cook some food, we get it prepared, and we have a time frame during the day where we actually hand out plates of food.
We're fortunate that the First Presbyterian had this ministry that allows us to get in touch with our neighbors. The neighbors were already coming. Dignity for me is even more important than charity. And so that this is the opportunity to really get to know them on a basis where we can see them as somebody in God's image.
So that was great in the beginning, but things began to be more challenging. It's a little bit difficult when there's two different churches that are gathering at different times, trying to make sure that one is out before the other and that we can set up our things at a particular time. They were in a process of looking for a pastor, and we were in a process of needing a little bit more space and wanting to get an earlier time frame. But as we began to have those conversations, what ended up happening during the summer of this year, 2023, we just kind of came together and said, hey, what would it look like if we just shared the space for the summer? God is still writing our story. I don't know exactly where our kind of relationship is going to lead. You got a 150-year-old church and a brand new church that's under 2 meeting and gathering in the same space. I'm serving as pastor right now.
I mean, it's really this beautiful tapestry, I feel like, is woven together, that God is really showing how the church should work together.
In John chapter 17:21, Jesus actually prays that his people would be one as he and the Father is one. The reason why he says that is because he wants the world to know and believe that the Father has sent him. This is actually where the name One Family Church comes from. We wanted to be the answer to Jesus' prayer. We wanted to be a church that actually displays the unity that can only be expressed within the context of community. We want to be a church planting church that welcomes a new gospel presence. We hope other churches come into the Apopka area or in the Orlando area, and we want to be a place that's a sending hub for others. We are committed to reaching the nations for Jesus. We want to glorify God and expand his family by making disciples, and that's why we are excited and grateful to be a part of Acts 29, a church planting network that is committed to reaching the world. We are not here to build our own kingdom, but to put the kingdom of God first. So what we have not, give us. What we know not, teach us. And what we are not, make us, is what our prayer is.